Hey everyone, welcome back to SSX. I'm Aesthetic. With me again is Blank Tester.
Hello, children, it is I.
Turo.
Welcome to the end.
And Zindictive.
This is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the final video of SSX 2012, and thus the final video of me going through the SSX series. This is the DLC peak for the game Mount Eddie, which is super crazy, super awesome. Basically designed, 100% sick ramps and rails, 0% pits, or whatever.
So basically,
it's just a fun time.
this is the final SSX mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, as the franchise stands now, it's like the last SSX track /
I guess to make it a little bit more sentimental.
This is the big finale.
Yeah, like,
The finale.
sentimental is a great word, because obviously, Mount Eddie, reference there. Eddie's in the game as well, but also you'll see along the way this entire thing has been built with so much, fan service is not the right word, but so many callbacks, a whole ton of art and such from like SSX 3. If you remember Adam Warren's kind of drawings, like you see those on the billboards. Along the way.
Oh, that is fan service.
It seriously is designed as basically a mountain for the SSX franchise. But it's also really hard. You'll need a high-level character, and you'll need to be really good at this game. Like, you'll see me tricking and flipping and racing and getting like silver medals.
This is for the best.
Oh,
I
there we
really
go.
like the aesthetic of how dark it is.
I was gonna actually say that I didn't like that, but now that there's like actual lights around, it does look better, and I think it looks cool.
This looks actually really good so far. And it's just the kiddie corner.
Yeah, the kid corner.
Kind of
Kitty
interesting,
corner,
this
corner.
track that doesn't end at the very bottom, so it is like literally just specifically this one small section. Like there's the ending right there.
Oh, that's
But
interesting.
on the other
Jesus
tracks, it continues. But yeah, like I flipped, I spun, I only got bronze.
You were supposed to get 6 million?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Good God.
You had to go fucking real tricky.
Yeah, so you were, I guess, supposed to, turn and go up the side of the mountain and do those kind of crazy make your own opportunities along with using what the game gives you.
Damn. Hot damn.
Yeah.
Hot diggity damn.
Hot
right,
damn.
Damn!
Hot diddly
Where'd
damn.
you find that?
So we're going to this.
I'll be doing one event on each of the main kind of tracks. We'll be, going further and further up the mountain until at the end it's the big Wachowski where you see the entire thing.
Yeah. The big Wachowski.
Yeah.
I guess Wachowski. That's how you'd say that.
It's what? It's literally Wachowski.
Yeah.
Like I
but
think
it's
that's
also
what he
Wachowski.
said before. Okay.
Alright.
Sure.
Man, it is sort of weird that they just have their face on like these retro models. Well, it's not like they pulled them straight for the PS2 game. It's like they're modeled like a PS3 character with the textures of the PS2 game.
I mean, it's neat to see, at least, for anyone
It's
who
literally
likes
their
a bit of a
main version
nostalgia.
faces. It's just a costume swap. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the bottom section of the track.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cool set piece.
That's super cool. This
Yeah,
all
there's
really reminds me of like the earlier games, like Tricky and 3.
Yeah. And a lot of people's opinion is, one of like, oh, I wish the whole game was like this.
Yeah.
That every
Yeah.
track was this amount of wild and over the top.
And just like ramps and ramps and ramps, yeah.
Yeah, this is where it's like, oh, we don't have a gimmick, we don't have death pits or such. Let's literally just build like cool opportunities and ramps and set pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I think
Oh, wow.
I think maybe this game engine wouldn't be suited to like an entire game of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
feel-
how much does it work, given that it's the only thing like it? Because again, you're so sensitive and such, I can't imagine going through like a city and going in between buildings and such. Like, that's big-ass block things
Oh,
in
but
your
they
way.
have the platform. Like, it's not the same exact platform, but
Yeah.
it's cool that they have like a finishing platform.
Yeah, there's
that's
definitely
really nice.
some care and love put into this one.
Yeah. Shit, slipped disco.
I mean, it is Eddie, so I mean, it's gotta be some disco here.
Yeah, it's like Eddie got a grant of like $20 billion to build his own ultimate, snowboarding theme park. Or maybe he just had $20 billion. Maybe that, tour money from the SSX Tricky Tour set him for life.
Yeah. And he decided to live his life by bringing disco back with a mountain.
Yeah, he's a rich motherfucking bitch.
Yeah, what a bitch.
what a bitch.
What a
Hashtag what a
rich
cunt.
bitch. Makes me mad.
Yeah, actually, it's the fucking bourgeoisie. We don't like that around here.
Bourgeoisie Eddie Wachowski.
Yeah, no, I like the snowboarders that come from, humble roots or whatever.
Yeah.
Travis
I don't know where I'm
Rice.
going with this.
Yeah.
I like hang on landlords.
Well, so considering this is the end of SSX 2012, and SSX 2012 is the end of the SSX series, you've been thinking like, Acidic, what are you going to do next? What's after this?
Oh, yeah.
And I've got a great idea. All right, I'm gonna put this out there. I've
shit.
already kind of, mentioned it to you guys, but I'm gonna put this out there. All right. Maybe I'll take a little break for a month or two, but I'll be coming back next year, start of 2022, with the event 2020 Scoot. That's right, 1 whole year, all scooter games, baby.
So you're definitely doing that?
Razor Freestyle Scooter again, World Tour again. Actually, are there any scooter games I haven't played yet?
Crayola
Yeah,
Scoot.
that's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, the Crayola brand
And
tie-in.
there is that one.
I'm
the
goofing. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, thank
spin-
fuck.
spin-off of the Razor, the racing spin-off of the Razor Freestyle Scooter game that you did a Let's Not play of.
Yeah.
And that was more than even needed to be shown. No, I'm
Wasn't
not
that
doing
X-Bladers?
No, like literally Razor Racing.
Oh, Razor
Yeah.
Racing. Yeah, that's
I
right.
already-
X-Blade is
Don't
what
worry,
tripped.
I did that for you. It's all
Yeah.
good. You don't have to touch that.
Yeah, go to Zindictive's channel if you want to see like actual, shows
Full,
of
hashtag
all those
full
random
LP.
shit.
Yeah.
Those
Pains.
hashtag full LPs. Okay, but in terms of thinking kind of seriously, I don't have my mind 100% yet, but a few thoughts. One, I still never played Amped 3 for the channel, so, finishing off the Amp trilogy. Or, like, hey, this idea of picking a game series that I haven't covered yet and doing the whole thing kind of back-to-back has been pretty good, so maybe the Skate series, that's probably the next.
I mean,
most
Skate 4 is coming, so...
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
so, yeah, maybe, like, one of those, we'll see.
Maybe some newer games, like people have brought up Mark McMorris, which I'd like if you played Mark McMorris. But I'm not you.
To be honest, I think there's been like a good viewer base and comment base and such from sticking to beloved series.
That is true.
So. In terms of my optics on these videos that I never
optics,
monetize and
yeah.
just do for fun.
You're gonna sell out by playing Mark McMorris.
Yeah.
You sell out by playing this game that was made 5 years ago and has been delisted from Steam.
Is
I
it
mean,
really?
hey, we're turning
Yeah,
old games.
they don't sell it anymore.
What, are you referencing a specific game?
Mark
The
McMorris.
Mark McMorris. It's
Oh.
been delisted from Steam for like 3 years.
Shoot, I bought that. I don't think I ever installed it though.
Oh, then you're fine.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
long
you
as
can.
it's in your library.
Okay.
And
Fuck,
like
I didn't
last
buy it.
ditch, I could probably let you borrow my Steam account, even though I have beaten the game.
Why did it get delisted? Was it probably rights?
I'm guessing
rights?
music rights.
Probably, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Which is strange because half the soundtrack is like, half the soundtrack is unlicensed, I think, like made in house, and the other half is like pretty notable names. Like there's an Iggy Pop song in the soundtrack.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna say half the soundtrack was just stolen from Razor Freestyle Scooter.
Yeah, it's just stolen from.
maybe-
Stole it outright from a shittier game.
It's Kevin MacLeod.
Hey, more games should have the Razor Freestyle Scooter soundtrack. I mean, Sloppy Meat Eaters is a classic band.
Exactly.
Okay, what other bands were in that game?
I think Sloppy Meat Eaters had several songs.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could probably find it on a wiki or something. I thought you were gonna say maybe like Mark McMorris himself forgot to relicense himself.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
God.
But
Okay,
no,
I'm gonna.
sorry.
I want to ask you three a question. I'm gonna give you Jeff Bezos money, like unlimited money, to do this. You have to choose a game that does not deserve a sequel, and nobody really wants a sequel, but you get to make a sequel for it.
That's
Bubsy 3D 2.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, there you go. But
Yeah,
that's
your
a
answer,
little.
I should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
That's a little harder for me.
I think that's
'Cause
you.
actually-
For most people, that's a pretty difficult question.
Okay, so actually, no. There's a few things. Because there's a lot of games.
I was
sometimes
really
I'll-
originally I was thinking like from what Connor's played.
Yeah,
but
I
know.
was kind of, I'll just say Jet X202.
Okay. Yeah, well, no,
I
see,
mean-
that one deserves a sequel. I'm saying a game that
yeah.
doesn't deserve one.
If I want to be an asshole, I could say Gravity Gains Bike 2.
Yes! That's the kind of pick I want.
Yes.
I was
Crusty
gonna say
Demons
Crusty Demons.
Oh my God, we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
So basically, we have to choose a game that sucked. Like,
Yeah.
Because what I'm thinking, like, actually, honestly, I mean, first of all, Thrasher.
Yeah.
Like, Dave Mirror 1
yeah.
technically was the sequel to Thrasher, but that's, bikes.
Yeah,
What
it's
fun is a
different.
game where you're playing on an object that's bigger than you?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh, speaking of things that are bigger than you.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh, and you know what? Speaking of Dave Mirra, I've been having a miserable time of my life with its sequel.
The BMX
Yeah.
Triple X.
Not Triple X.
Oh.
I'm not even up to that
Just
yet.
Dave Mirror 2.
Yeah. I'm doing the
yeah.
championships and shit, and it's just...
Yeah, that's... So, okay, I have a question to ask you, because I know in SSX playthrough he didn't even touch the competitions, but I've you know how you get more bikes in the game?
Yeah.
I've realized that if you do every challenge in the game without doing the competitions, you only get, 2 bikes.
Yep.
You get to, the second bike out of 5.
Yeah.
That's okay, that's very strange to me. Yeah.
And,
Maybe, Zin, you'll finally learn how they grade those competitions.
I...
It's so weird.
based on
I had
bullshit.
no problem with the competitions in Dave Mirror 1. But in Dave Mirror 2, I could not figure out the logic of,
in
getting a good
SSX,
score.
I've only really figured out what this game's bullshit is with the competitions, especially with its AI and its placement, because it's all just random.
Yeah.
There's
It's
no
literally
consistency
random.
to it. It's just bullshit.
It feels like they have 3 brackets where actually no, never mind. No, it is pretty much just random.
I've
anyone at any
legitimately
point can
had,
get any score
no
between
joke,
60 and 100.
Multiple moments where it is impossible for me to even get first place because the AI would get a 99.9 perfect in both runs.
Yeah.
It's just, it's bullshit. It's just luck.
I mean, maybe you're not supposed to beat the Mira, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I am being the
Miracle
mirror.
Boy.
I've done it with the first game. I've even played the original version of the first game, not just Maximum Remix. I've gone through all that crap too. I've done every rider with them, and I'm doing that again with Dave Mirror 2, and I'll be doing that again with Triple X.
Why?
Yeah, that's...
So-
I'm gonna be honest, that genuinely sounds like you're biting off more than you can chew. Although I guess that's your thing.
Can I just say to that? I want to say, what if we got a sequel to Beach King Stunt Racer?
Oh my
man.
god.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get
You
Mini
know what?
back on
That would be fun. That would honestly be fun.
That would be-
It's just driving a fucking buggy around and doing flips and shit around a beach, trying to get the
Yeah.
babes to love you.
I mean, or
But in
if,
4K.
if we could get BMX 31, that'd be great too. You know?
Yeah.
What?
BM quintuple.
BMX XXXI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's significantly less sexy, but it's still got a little bit of sex. It's still it's basically Dave Mirror 2, but it's sponsored by Score still. There's no hookers and stuff, but it's just sponsored by
There is a
Scores.
bike
So-
though. They kept the bike from scores.
So what you're saying pretty much is you want what would have actually been a Dave Mirra 3. And
Yeah.
not for
Actually, yeah.
Z-Axis to shoot themselves in the face with an entire machine gun clip.
Yeah.
So maybe you know this because you know you're the extreme sports guy, but they actually did make a Dave Mirra 3 on GBA only.
Oh.
Yeah, they made Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX 3 for GBA.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't play handhelds. I
do,
That's beneath
and I
you.
have not
Yeah.
played that
Connor's
yet.
been doing all this
Obviously,
with his feet.
I'm like not at Triple X yet.
God.
All I have of Dave Mirra handheld so far is that Game Boy game for the first one, and the Game Boy game just sucks. But
Extreme sports games just didn't really work well on the original Game
I mean-
Boy. and Game
I
Boy
mean, the
Color.
Game Boy is
Tony
just
Hawk-
not built for a game that requires like
timing.
the
timing,
thing.
analog controls. Like it's
here's the thing: Tony Hawk, I think, did it best because, like, they understood that they had to do it by 2D and shit. So the isometric thing and all worked. And I mean, Pro Skater 3 and 4 were good on handheld.
Was Pro Skater? Oh yeah, Pro Skater 3 and 4 on GBA. Those were actually genuinely good games.
yeah.
So those were Vicarious Visions, right?
Yeah,
that's-
all of them
that's-
were
yep.
Vicarious Visions.
Yeah. I think at some point Vicarious Vision started making the DS games, and they had another company do the GBA games. Although they stopped making the GBA games after American Skateland, so I mean,
No, I think DS games were kind of someone else, and then GBA was still Vicarious Visions in a way. But yeah, like Vicarious Visions did a lot of the Tony Hawk handheld games. Then eventually they do 1+2 and make that a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
you know what
between
happened to
those
them.
two things, they did a lot of really good shit, right?
Yeah.
I think as I get older, I get more like, you know, when I was younger, I used to, you know, get a little. I used to enjoy, you know, hate watching things. Or, you know, man, this thing is so bad. It's so fun to talk about how much I hate this thing. But like as I get older, it becomes less and less interesting to me to do that. And more importantly, it actually I feel more like I feel better about like being positive about things. And I really like having a couple of game studios that I can think about and just go like, whatever
Hell
they make,
yeah.
I trust them to do it good. You know?
Yeah.
You know, like Platinum Games, I fucking love everything they make. They're just fantastic, right? You know, and so like, you know, they haven't done me wrong so far. And Vicarious Visions is the same way. I haven't heard a bad thing about them.
Like even if a developer does have like a bit of a stigma against them on the gamers and shit, like if their games are fucking solid throughout, I'm still gonna love them. Like Suda 51 and shit, you know?
Oh yeah, I
Metal
love
Heroes and
Suda 51,
such.
the Grasshopper
Even if-
manufacturer, yeah.
Even if there's shit that kind of sucks about it, the game is gonna be fucking awesome no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, like companies sort of like in hindsight that I think of like that. Shaba and Z-Axis,
Yeah.
who were sort of like
For
the
sure.
second fiddle companies to Neversoft and like, you
Whoever
know,
else, yeah.
like
Yeah.
but they were second fiddle to the greatest in their field, and therefore they were good. Well, not
Yeah, like
therefore,
Z-Axis,
like,
I think
not like
Z-Axis in
QED, but, like,
particular.
yeah.
Z-Axis in particular is like an unsung hero. Of
especially
the
because
type
like
genre.
consider they were making their most of their output being published by like late stage Acclaim.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know this is
What a
gonna be a
shame.
hot take. I know this is gonna be a hot take, and I'm sorry, but I don't think Z-Axis is that much of an unsung hero.
Really?
Well,
Nah, I
'Cause, I mean,
feel
yeah.
like
Do
they
you mean
did
that
some
they're
damage, especially
do you
when it
disagree
came
with
to
the unsung or the-
competitions. Like, if I'm gonna be honest about this, Gravity Games Bike, I think, did take notes from Dave Mirra, but it took notes in the bad way. Because I
yeah.
feel like things like the competitions and shit from that game, they
Yeah, no, no.
100% just took from Dave Mirra. And
Well,
Dave
I
Mirra's
say-
competitions was shit.
Yeah, when I say unsung hero, I don't mean they made perfect games. What I mean is that, like, people don't talk about Z-Axis really that much, even though they actually did a lot of pioneering in the extreme sports game stuff. Like, they were in it early and doing things that the other games, like, they were taking systems that other games had kind of built and then, like, perfecting them. But some of the other stuff, like the actual competitions and stuff, were...
I disagree on the perfecting thing. I agree if we're talking about Thrasher. I feel like when it comes to it being like
Thrasher,
the godfather of sim games for skateboarding, I can agree with you there. But if we're talking about Dave Mirra from 1 to XXX, I disagree.
I'm actually mostly talking about... what was the...
Aggressive inline?
Aggressive inline, yeah.
Aggressive
Inline was the one I was thinking of.
like... Well,
And that's one that I think, especially just generally,
like,
aggressive inline gets kind of ignored.
Yeah, basically, like, it's like if you haven't played a lot of the genre and you've only heard, like, the highlights and lowlights, you know, it sounds like, oh, Activision and Tony Hawk versus, like, an entire class list of knockoff rejects, and you'll hear of Z-Axis from, like, BMX XXX. And that's the worst possible light. Whereas, you know, here where we've actually played through them, and going back to like the getting older and really now being able to appreciate things you wouldn't have really considered or thought about when you played them 10 years ago or such. Like, just, you know, Tony 20 and this SSX thing, it's just been full of those kind of notices. Like, things that, oh, I really appreciate and understand that they did and the work that would be put into this. Versus, you know, beyond just like gameplay and stuff, and I think Z-Axis falls into that.
Plus, when it comes to me and aesthetic and such, like, we do show like a different side to the games essentially, in like the casual versus the completionist. Like,
I'll agree with you.
When it comes to Dave Mirra, I can agree that if you play it casually, it can be fun. When you don't worry about the competitions and shit that much, it can be really fun. When you try to complete the fucking game like I usually do, it can be a nightmare.
I'll agree with you. Dave Mirra 2 is not as polished as it really should be.
It's not.
There's so many frustrating moments in it. It's honestly, do I want to say it? Is it the worst Z-Axis game?
I think so.
Is it worse than BMX XXX?
BMX XXX, I think, is technically better.
Yeah. BMX XXX, its mechanics and its feel is definitely more refined. Its gameplay
Which
feel.
is strange because, like,
BMX XXX
the feel of the gameplay is fine. The feel in your gut is awful. When you play
BMX XXX is a bad idea, but it's better gameplay than Dave Mirra 2.
The feeling in your throat as you feel
Dave
the
Mirra 2
vomit
was
rising up
just
through
so
it.
clunky.
Plus, there is one other thing I want to bring up about Dave Mirra 2, and it is just the fact that, like, you bring in so many characters, and you have them be separate progression for separate unlocks and shit like the previous game and all, and you keep a lot of what the previous game had, and you don't really improve on it much, and yet you somehow make it worse by having more accurate fucking grinding and shit. Like, it makes a lot of your ideas just
fall flat
when you execute it with your map. Like, for instance, the infamous grinding in the first level, which I have managed to pull off without doing the cheat multiple times.
Wait, you mean without manualing?
Yeah, no manuals.
I thought you were supposed to manual. I thought that was the point of the challenge.
I have figured out how the fucking mechanics of grinding works since Dave Mirra 1. And it's still the same.
It's weird, like, obviously I haven't played either in a good long while, but I totally know what you mean and feel that as well and can agree with that like, Dave Mirra 1 was more solid to play than Dave Mirra 2. Like, it really seems like an outlier just how clunky and shitty Dave Mirra 2 is to play. And a lot of you are being like, I know, like, are being like, I remember loving that game as a kid, you know, da-da-da.
I'm sure that's what the comment section is.
Try and play it again. And that's not, like, talking down. That's literally like I think in this case you have to try and, do those
your opinion,
things again.
It may still be a positive experience for you for the nostalgia's sake, but I think you might find that it's a little clunkier than you remember.
Plus, if you really want to combat against me on my opinion of it, try actually beating the game completely. Not just doing it casually, because a lot of you do, and I have checked on boards, like how to beat and shit, on how long it would take. There's no records of anyone doing 100%. No speedruns, no one has tried 100%. So...
I'm just remembering single moments from Dave Mirror 2 that were so bad that they imprinted themselves in my brain. Like, yeah, the grinding from Woodward Camp, the commercial district going back and forth on that half pipe in the plaza to break all the glass above
And the
you.
game with lag.
Oh my god.
And I am playing the GameCube version, by the way. I'm not playing the PS2 version, which got rid of like 2 tracks and shit. I am playing the full experience. And finding some of the gaps in the ones that almost nobody has even played through of those 2 tracks is kinda awkward. Like,
Anyway.
yeah,
Wow.
Greenville was good, but Venice was a little rough.
yeah, Venice is...
Well, I mean, the reason we started talking about this was because we mentioned Z-axis, but going really far back to what I was originally saying. I was just saying that I think it's nice to have a couple of creators or studios that you just like admire their work.
Yeah. At least it's not a crave.
Yeah.
Like,
You
see,
know
like
what?
back in the day, Crave was like, ooh, Crave!
Yeah.
But like now I'm just too old to hate or care about anything like
You know
that
what?
anymore.
Yeah.
Not everyone needs an LJN.
Nobody, like not everybody needs an LJN. We had an LJN, we don't need it anymore.
I mean, it wasn't really ever really LJN. It was rare.
Well, I mean,
What?
I'm just saying, our LJN is dead anyway, so.
Yeah.
Right.
No use in beating a literally dead horse.
And you know what else is
Yeah.
dead? SSX, because we've finally been in the game.
Yeah.
There it is.
Mount Eddie and
We didn't really say it, but Mount Eddie was fucking dope.
Yeah.
It
that
was
just awesome.
fucking great. I loved
it's very
it.
long. It was very long too, but
If you
I
were
mean,
listening to us talk, just go back and watch it again, but without, just mute us.
mute it.
It is a really solid DLC. I will say that much.
That
It
was
is
great.
And
a
that's
really
And that's a
solid
beautiful way to
finale.
end the series.
Yeah.
that's SSX and that's SSX.
Yeah. That's the game. That's the series.
Game set match.
Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed. Again, I'll be back with something, but I'm not 100% sure at the moment. So, but yeah. Thanks for watching.